Hello, good morning, everyone. So, welcome back to our discussion this morning. And so, we have it here. Last meeting, we were able to discuss about accommodations. So, when we are talking accommodations class, that means giunsa na to pag abi-abi ang ato mga customers and giunsa na to pag provide ang ilahang mga needs and wants. So, according to the history, lodging industry developed because of the needs to provide accommodation for travelers. Once there are travelers, of course, there should be an accommodation that is provided. So, mo na siya karon ang current situation, no? So, mas ni boom pagyud ang atuang mga kuan, ang atuang accommodation or lodging industry. It's because of the development of the different transportation services, the three types of transportation services. Mao na siya karon mas ni boom pa gyud siya, 'di ba? So in times time ni Mary of Joseph na day lodging industry before. Na day mga ins before, no? So mao na siya ang pinaka-importante nga atong i-check class that in every time nga mag-provide ta og mga services, it should be a quality nga naman. They are travelers ba ya? They are expecting, no? Nga nindot ang atong accommodation. And remember that they can also market our services pamaagi sa pagbalita or pag-write og reviews, no? So, um, there are different types of accommodations as you can see it in this screen. No? So, mo na to ang gisgutan last meeting. And then, as of now, this morning, we will tackle about classification of hotels. So, classification of hotels, we have four classification of hotels according to the basis of the size, according to the star system rating, according to the basis of location, according to the basis of ownership. So remember those four classification of hotels. So let's talk first about the size classification. So when we are talking the size, this means the number of rooms. Di ni siya kadakon sa space, di ni siya kadakon sa espasyo sa usa ka hotel, but this is talking about the number of rooms, no? So we have it here, small hotel. A hotel with 25 rooms or less is called a small hotel. Okay? The next one is average hotel. A hotel with 26 to 99 rooms is called an average hotel. We have it here above average hotel. A hotel with 100 to 299 rooms is called above average hotel. We have it here, large hotel. A hotel with more than 300 rooms is called a large hotel. So magmasi siya sa iyahang numbers of rooms when we are talking about the size. So basis on the size. So, let's talk about the basis of star system rating. So, kung mayingon tag star system rating hotel rating, so the star category to the hotels are given by the committee called Hotel and Restaurant Approval and Classification Committee or HRAC. So, actually, the original one, we have five. Like you know, five star. Kuan lang yun na siya class, gibuwag lang si deluxe o si super deluxe nga five star. So, iusa lang na siya. They are all five-star hotels. So, one-star hotels, two-star hotels, three-star hotels, four-star hotels, five-star hotels. So we have it here. What do you mean by one-star hotel? So one-star hotel is a good, better than average. So, mas kung siya good, better than average. Number two, they are very good. Number three, excellent. Number four, outstanding. Number five, one of the best in the country. When we are talking about the good, better, average, very good, excellent, those things talks about the performance in providing equality services, providing the needs and wants and satisfaction to your customers and guests. So we have it here, Shangri-La Mactan. That is a five-star nga resort. J Park, it's a five-star. Crown Regency, that is a four-star. Marco Polo is a three-star. Solea, three-star. Plantation Bay is a four-star. No? So that is what we call about the hotel rankings. So they are rated or they are ranked according to the number of stars. Okay? Once nga maabot na gani ka class sa pinakataas kani siyang five star hotel, that means you are a really good, no? You are a really good nga hotel. So, classification of hotels, the basis of location. So, we have it here, the first one, the city downtown or commercial hotels. So, then when we are talking the city downtown or commercial hotels, so as you can read it here, so nakay daghan-daghan nga mabasahan pa diha, no? But the main purpose or the main target here when we are talking about the city downtown commercial hotels, these are hotels nga naa sa center sa city and mas mahal ni siya compare sa nga mga naa sa suburban areas. No? Mas mahal ni siya class. Mas common siya or targeted niya is ang mga businessman or mga high income tourists. Naani siya sa located sa mga sentro sa syudad. Okay? So suburban hotels, these are hotels located in a suburb of the cities or layo sa cities, naalang sa mga sub-area sa cities, moderately priced and are most medium, large or small size hotel. Normally, these hotels are patronized by low budget tourists, no? Naani siya sa mga areas nga lagyo gamay sa city and mas barato siya. Okay? Kasagaran pod mingawon ni siya no, dili kay siya ingon nga grabe kasaba unlike the city nga more on a busy days gyud siya. So airport hotels. Moingon kitag airport hotels class. This means that these hotels are located near in the airport. Kinsa man ang iyahang mga common target. So ang iyahang common target class, these are the passengers, these are the people who work in the hotel industry and in the airport. So commonly class, ang kanisang airport hotels, ang ilang mga target is ang mga tao nga naay flight by tomorrow na or dinali need mo stay para sa iyang flight for tomorrow or na mga delayed or canceled nga mga flights. Okay, that is an airport hotels. Doon ra gyud na siya. No? Best example we have in the waterfront Mactan hotels na hotel dool sa Mactan International Airport. So motels. So when we are talking about motels class, these are called motor hotels or transit hotel and are located alongside the highways. So kung may tag motel class, this is a hotels nga naay parking area nga nag-cater sa mga travelers nga naay sakyanan or naay mga motor as long as they are traveling with their vehicles. So mo travel sila and then kung ini-travel nila, manginahanglan sila o kapalulayan sa dalan, that means these are motor hotels and they offer also different facilities that would entertain their customers and clients that will provide equality services that will meet the satisfaction no of your customers and clients. We have it here, resort hotels. So kani siya mga resort hotel class is a resort located in a tourist interest places like hills, forests, beaches, on the island or in the some other exotic location away from the crowded residential areas. So the recreational facilities and breathtaking scenery typical of most resorts. Most resort hotels provide extensive food and beverage, valet and room service, sightseeing to vacationers. Many resorts also provide special activities, indoor and outdoor games for guests such as dancing, golf, tennis, horse riding, nature hikes, skiing, and many more. Okay? A more leisurely, relaxed atmosphere no distinguishes most resort hotels from other types of hotels. So mas relax siya no, mas layo siya sa disturbance. Okay, rotels. When we are talking rotels, this means rotate on wheels are called rotels. So this means a transportation services nga na ay gi-offer nga accommodation. Like for example, when you want to travel or to rotate or to check the entire Europe by railways, of course, there is a railways in Europe that will provide you accommodation. That is rotels nga nag-provide og accommodation. Nag-provide og accommodation, ha? So that is rotels. Floatels. Mayingon kitag floatels class. This is which floats in water are called floatels. So the best example of floatels in India are houseboats, and others. So these luxurious suites consisting a drawing room, dining room, bed, and room setting, room balcony, kitchen, and bathroom. So these days, luxury ships are becoming popular for traveling. The guests are offered cabin to stay. This floats seawater, and these have all facilities five-star hotel. The best example of hotels class is ang mga cruise, no, mga cruise ships. No? Mao ni silang pinaka best example. Remember that they have the facilities of a five-star hotel. Mga cruise ships na siya class. Boatels class, these are the luxury boats or yachts which can ferry people from one place to another. So mga example ani is this is ang mga ferry boats or mga ko ano, mga boat services nga nag-provide og transportation of people to different places nga nag-offer po ng accommodation but not literally nga kung unsay naas usa ka hotel. That is what is in a boatels. Okay? So timeshare. So classification on hotels on basis of ownership na ta class. Okay, timeshare. When we are talking about timeshare class, you can read it here, ha? You can read it here. So when we are talking about timeshare, this means there is someone who owned that room and then gipaabangan. That is what we call timeshare. You rented that place or room in a specific number of days, a specific number of weeks, or a specific number of specific number of years. Pwede na siya, no? So these properties are in resort areas like hill, beaches, forest, and etc. Timeshare involves individuals who purchases the ownership of accommodation for a specific weeks, number of weeks or days or hours or maybe a year, no? So you can read it here, no? Pwede ra gyud ninyo basahon class. And then we have it here condominium hotels. So condominium hotels, that means these are quite similar to timeshare. These units are developed on a joint ownership basis. So each owner purchases as a full right of an unit he has purchased and shares the cost common to the complex such as taxes, insurances, maintenance, and upkeep of the public areas, including the maintenance and upkeep of public areas, including swimming pool, health club, parking, security, air conditioning, heating, cable, broadband. Each owner can occupy or sell his unit independently but is required to follow the rules and regulation laid by the management. Okay? So mauna siya class, no? So mauna siya ang condominium hotels. But common siya sa timeshare, it's because condominium can be rented. Pwede man siya parentahan. Okay. So, you can read it here. So, there are some other kuan ra gyud no kanang iyahang mga descriptions. Okay. So, chain hotels. When we are talking about chain hotels, this is kung ano kani siyang connected to each other. Mayingoy tag a chain is usually classified as operating under management contract or as a franchise or referral group. When you are talking about chain means sumpay-sumpay. They are connected to each other. So when they are connected to each other, it could be a franchise or a referral group. When you are talking about a referral group class, that means pwede silang maka-refer to each other. No? Referral group, for example, they are a group in a Lapu-Lapu City nga hotel, pwede sila maka-refer to each individual. No? Nga usa pa sila mo refer sa lain. So, chain usually makes certain rules regarding to standard rules, policies, procedures of affiliation. Okay, in general, the more centralized the organization, the stronger the control over the individual property. Some chains own affiliated properties, but many do not. Okay? Some chains have strong control over the architecture, management, and standards of affiliated properties. Other chain only concentrate on advertising, marketing, or purchasing. Depende. It could be nga naasay control sa management, naay control sa pagpadagan sa kampanya, naay pagcontrol lang about sa marketing. Depende, no? When we are talking about chain, so they are connected to each other. Okay? The next one is independent hotel. That means it is owned by a sole proprietorship, means solo. Independent hotels do not have ownership or management affiliation with other properties. They have no relationship to others hotels regarding the policies, procedures, financial obligations, and others. So this may be registered as a sole proprietorship or a private limited company. The owner may be decide the standard types of clientele. Okay? He may tie up with the travel agencies or sell his property against commission. Okay, management contracts. So that means management companies are organizations that operates properties owned by others. So that means class. So if I have the company or I have the hotel that I don't like to manage or I don't have the time to manage my company, so I will have to make a contract with some management na sila mo padagan sa management, sila mo padagan sa hotel, then mag-share lang mi sa profit. So these contracts are normally on a long-term basis. Some management companies will when feel that they must have a hotel in a particular location, then they approach a prospective individuals to build a hotel and operate under their management contract. So no, pwede siya nga na existing, pwede pa duwa pa ka existing, pwede pa nga magtukod pa lang. So that is what we call management contract. So there are some other mga talks pag yun about anang kuan. You can read it here. Okay, when we are talking about franchise, so franchise is a system in which the franchise owner grants another the right of the privilege to merchandise or product or service or for a specified return. So when you're talking about franchise agreement class, it's an agreement under which the owners operates as a member of the chain, utilizing a brand image, name, goodwill, and obtaining for a certain fee some services of the marketing and operating nature support from the resource of the large organizations, advertising, sales promotion, and technical and financial help. Okay, the best known franchising companies are Holiday Inn, Choice International, Quality Hotels, and other inns. So, when you're talking about franchise, nipalit ka sa brand name nila to operate, no? As same sa ila ha. But commonly class, there are the number of percentage nga ang imuhang control. For example, ang katong imuhang gi-franchisean, the management, the original management, they can have only a 30% control sa imuhang business and you have the remaining percentage. So mahitabo ana class is pwede sila maka-design which is the 30% of that depending on what is stated on your contract. No? Muna importante kay siyang kontrata class. But always remember nga kung madaot ang company nga gidada ni franchise or ang brand name, madaot ang brand name ni franchisee, no? Ang nag-franchise. So mahog na siya class nga you're liable for that. Ano man, remember franchise baya ka nag-franchise baya ka sa brand name, madaot ang name sad. Remember those things. So, we have it here referral groups. When we are talking about referral groups class, this means you are referring, okay? Nag-refer ka sa usa ka hotel. Like for example, you are in a group. For example, 5 groups mo, napuno ang tulo ka groups. Ang katong mga overbooking nila class, ilahan ang i-refer nga booking sa lain-lain nga mga groups nga members sa ilahang group. So referral groups consist of independent hotel which have grouped together for some common purposes. Though the properties on the referral groups may be different from each other, but there is a sufficient consistency in the quality of service to satisfy guests and expectation. The member of hotels recommend guests to other members of hotels. So, mauna siya ang referral groups. So, we have it here, class. The classification of hotels are basis on the length of stay. Okay, so we have it here transit hotels. Motels and airport hotels are the best example of these hotels. So these hotels are patronized by those guests who are in transit and will be traveling further to their destinations. Sometimes these hotels are also charged room rent for half day. Guests would like to stay just for a few hours. Times these hotels have much more than 100% occupancy. Then in India, the hotels have not become very popular as people do not travel very long distance by their own vehicles. No? So, maingon sa transit hotel, this means transient people, transient travelers with mustay lang sila in a short span of time because they will travel, no, in the other destination or maybe mularga na sila. Mauna sila maingon sa airport hotels because as what I've said, Airport hotels is agad pa na sila sa flight. So, ni-stay sila diha because naa sila earlier nga flight. That is what we call transit hotels. So, these people who stayed here, they are called as transient guests. So, we have it here also a transient hotels, rest houses, government guest houses, etc. are the best example of transient hotels. In these hotels, one is not allowed to stay for a very long time as these hotels are very economical and patronized by employees either on transfer or on tour or on vacation. So transient hotel class is limited lang iyang time no and like in a few hours lang siya or by hours ang payment. So kung moingon ta, sir, nganong transient guest man sad ang gitawag nato sa uban nga katong mga ni stay sa motor hotel. Ngano man ni paid sila og 24 hours ana class but they stayed only a few hours. So full pack ang ilang gibayaran nga service pero depende nila. Pwede sila mahimong kuan guest gyud within the entire hotel nga for a time nga ilang gibayran, pwede sad silang mahimong transient guest. Pero na kita gitawag transient hotels which is in these hotels one is not allowed to stay for a very long time means limited ang hours nga imong gibayran. No? 4 hours, 5 hours baron or 10 hours. Depende class. So, residential hotels. These hotels offer rooms or apartments on monthly basis and even if a guest stays for a part of the month, it's normally charged for a full month, okay? So, residential hotels mo na siya class no. So, the best example for these hotels are hotels paying guest houses for students, trainees, working people, and etc. Some big companies also hire them for months or years for their company executives for pleasure business trainings and etc. They can be located in any part of the country. It may be a hill station, beach for pleasure, or big city or an industrial town for business. So we have semi-residential hotels. Most of the hotels in the present days are semi-residential hotels and are located throughout the country. The guests staying in these hotels are required to pay room rent on daily basis. Guests may hire an accommodation for months or years together, but the rent charge will be daily basis. So the hotel may offer a special allowance on room rent to these guests. So, other classification of hotels on the basis of clientele or hostels. So we have it here. The students' hostels are very common both in school and colleges. This can only be patronized by students of a particular school or college. The hostel can also be attached to offices, bank, and etc. This also called as a residential hotels as they charge on monthly, half yearly, or yearly basis. These hostels provide nutritive foods, keeping in view the needs of the residents. So, we have it here, Heritage Hotel. So, the government of India, in the boost of tourism on the preservation of India heritage, has started a scheme where old heritage buildings, palaces constructed before 1935, were converted into hotels. Heritage grand hotels are those which are more than 100 years old. Okay, so that is a heritage hotels. Boutique hotels. These are very small and very expensive hotels and mainly cater for elite class, no? Elite class type of people. So, though the hotel is small, but still it has more number of restaurants. Each one is decorated keeping in a view a theme and food served. So we have it here, All Suite Hotels. All Suite Hotels concept a new addition to the hotel industry. These suites provide living room, bedroom, kitchenette. So All Suite Hotels is another expensive hotel rooms that say ano. This is a one of the other expensive na pod nga mga kuan mga rooms. Kay kompleto naman siya. It has living room, bedroom, and kitchenette. So this morning, we were able to talk about class no, the classification of hotels according into its different classification like according into its basis of size, according to the basis of the star system, according to the basis of location, and according to the basis of ownership. So the PowerPoint is provided. You can always review, recheck, research, and make sure to listen on the discussion, and you can read what is written on the PowerPoint because that is given already. What I've discussed is already a direct point, a direct hint for you to understand what is the topic all about. So this morning, I believe that everyone were able to learn about the classification of hotels, and this classification, remember the four classification and their sub classification, no? So mao na siya class nga, always remember those for sub classification of hotels. So once again, good morning everyone, and see you next meeting for another discussion. Goodbye and good morning.